literacy challenges. Welcome.
Who doesn't love to curl up on the couch with a good book? For too many of us, though, reading does not present as one of life's simple pleasures, but rather as an arduous chore, characterised by struggle and then avoidance. Too many children in New Zealand have this challenge, where 1 in 3 does not meet the required standard for literacy at the end of year 1 of primary school. And research shows that once children fall behind, it's very hard for them to catch up. Well, so what we might say, reading isn't for everyone and they'll have other interests. But do you consider reading emails, text messages, maps, voting papers, bank statements, nutritional information on food packaging, medicine labels and so on reading? We may not think of this in the same way as we read books, but of course we do read all of those things. And if we couldn't read them, then our daily life would be pretty challenging. For this reason, UNESCO declares literacy a fundamental human right, critical to accessing a multitude of human rights associated with health and well-being, community engagement, and lifelong learning. In other words, literacy is key to breaking down walls and transforming lives. So what do we know already? Well, we know that children need to be very strong in 2 key skills before they even learn to read. Number 1, can they decode sounds and words? In other words, can they sound out a word? And number 2, vocabulary knowledge. The more words that children know before they learn to read, the easier it will be for them to work out what a word in a book might be. In my doctoral research, I trialled a method of reading and engaging with children during shared book reading, using traditional Māori teaching and learning practices in order to determine if that method of reading with children had an effect on those skills I mentioned, on their vocabulary and on their ability to hear sounds and words. And it did. The research showed that by turning storybooks into conversations, those skills children have flourished in a sustainable and significant way. So my solution is to produce children's books using local stories from New Zealand to align with Ministry of Education, place-based learning initiatives and localised curriculum, and embedding prompts in those books and activities within those books that the adult reads with the child during shared book reading. Those activities will be designed to strengthen the vocabulary skills and the sound skills of the child during shared book reading. Literacy opens doors to a world of opportunity, and I want to play my part in breaking down early literacy challenges for children in New Zealand. As Dr. Seuss says, the more that you read, the more that you know, the more that you learn, the more places you go. Kia ora.